call is now being recorded.
Okay, Marie, now we're official. So you're taking a break from Vegas to tour with Donny. It doesn't sound like a vacation. It sounds like more work.
Well, actually, Atlantic City is awesome. I mean, you've got the boardwalk and the beach, and the malls are wonderful. And my kids are going to come out because it's still summer break. So, it's always fun to go someplace you don't live. Even though people go to Vegas, we live there, so we like it. Yeah.
Yeah. And so tell me what's new with the show. Are you going to be doing the exact same version you do in Vegas, or do you change it up a little bit when you go on the road?
Well, we change the show up every single year. But I'm trying to think if any. Yeah, there's definitely new stuff since we've been to Atlantic City. And last time Donny got sick, remember he ripped his. Something happened. He was sick, or he ripped his. I think that's when he ripped his gluteus medius, and he couldn't do the show. He had surgery.
Right.
And John came in, and they came in, and we did Atlantic City. So yeah, this will be fun. Donnie's actually showing up this time. He's not a wuss.
Yeah.
So it'll be fun.
Right.
But we have the dancers. We bring the set. It's the full production. And I'm trying to think, do we bring the side cameras? I believe we do, so we film it so there's not a bad seat in the house, so everybody can see close-ups, and the video presentation is very nice, and it's a fun show. Hey, so I voted best show again, third year in Vegas, best band, best show, best singers. So we're we're proud of the show. It's a fun show.
And why do you
overall
think
entertainers? I mean, it was so crazy. We looked at each other and went, "Shut up! We're the old dudes. We're the ones that So it's kind of
right.
It's a very fun, fast-paced show.
And so, why do you think it's been such a it's resonated so well with audiences and with the critics too?
Well, we grew up with. That's a really good question. Why? In my opinion. We grew up with what I call the great entertainers: Frank Sinatra, Sammy Davis Jr., Elvis Presley. We learned, and I learned from those people how to entertain a room, not to stand up and sing or dance. And to me, there's a big difference: working the room, understanding your room, changing the show up for the audience, what they need. And we grew up with that work ethic. We don't phone. There's not one show that we phone in. We love what we do. I feel so blessed as especially a female who has been able to work in this business for 5 decades consistently. And so, we love what we do. When you don't love something, it's time to stop doing it, don't you think?
Right, sure.
But I think, having that work ethic, having old school, having bands and really singing those songs. It also, it's a very versatile show. There's something in there for everybody. It's from the costumes to the music, to the dialogue, to the dancing, to the screen elements. I mean, it's really, I think it's a really fun, it's a great show, I think.
And is it, it's interesting to be sort of, you're kind of a family-friendly act, but also, it sounds like you're trying to keep things contemporary. Is that sort of a fine line to walk? Because so many shows are not really, suitable for all audiences the way I would think your show would be.
Well, see, when you say, is it family? It's crazy. Yes, we have 12 and 13 and 14-year-olds come to the show. We have 8 and 6 and, 10-year-olds. We have 20, 25, 30-years. We have, 40-year-olds and 50-year-olds. We have every demo that you can imagine, and they like the show. Or, they specifically like certain elements within the body of the show. Just because it's family-oriented doesn't mean we have dancing, bears or, elephants out on stage.
Yeah.
It means that you entertain. And I believe entertainment is good entertainment for any generation if it's done correctly. Does that make sense?
Sure.
Yeah. There's some new things that we're getting ready to put in the show. They're not quite ready yet. You have to come to Vegas to see that. But we're always redoing the show and updating it and making it fresh and new.
And how long is your deal in Vegas? You keep getting extended, right? So what's your date now that you're going towards?
Well, they're talking to us now. Hey, when I agreed to do that, it's a full-time job, and it's been wonderful staying home. But, I mean, there are things, both of us, I co-host at the Talk, and, so I fly back and forth and do 2 and 3 shows a day, and it's kind of crazy fun. But they've asked us again, and so we're thinking about it, and we're thinking, hey, roll the dice, lucky sevens. We could go 7 years. This is our 6th year. And,
right.
So we're thinking that right now, and, the Flamingo has been very good to us. It's been a great, it's a fun room. It's one of the last great rooms in Vegas. But there's some beautiful rooms in Vegas, and we've been out, I don't know how to answer that question. Yes, we've been
right.
out.
Yes, you're there till the end of the year, and then next year you'll figure it out whether next year's going to happen. That's basically what you're saying.
Right.
So right. Gotcha. And so I have to ask about Donny.
We love the Caesar group. That's why we're there. We're at Caesar's, which is part,
right.
Flamingo's part of the Caesar's family. So that's one of the reasons that we're not there just for a week this time. We're there for, is it like 10 days?
It's yes, it is. I think you are there for it's a longer stand this time. Yep.
And the reason is because a lot of people saw the show and they said, well, we want to see it twice. So we want to, because it is a fun show. Like I said, it changes up, and it's one of those shows that you would enjoy seeing a couple times. We had people come from all over. It's insane. From, Australia and England and Japan and places like that. So like I said, we try to keep it fresh.
Right. So I was starting to ask about Donny. I think it's so interesting. You've worked with him from when you were, obviously you grew up with him, but you've also worked with him professionally from when you were a teenager. Then you had your talk show till now. Like these different phases of your lives, you've been on stage together. So what's the dynamic?
Well, even before teenager, I was 3 when I did my first show.
Right.
And then I performed, when I was 6 and 7 and 8 and 10 and 14 and 12. I mean, and we had our own solo careers before we were hooked up together.
Right.
Because I was recording country and that, so.
And so what's it like to be on stage now? Is the dynamic, does it change? Is it always kind of constant? He's the annoying older brother, or what's it like for you?
What's it like for you to be around your siblings? It's a dynamic, isn't it? It's one of those dynamics. Of course we get along, but we're siblings. And it's an interesting chemistry. There are times up on stage where I say it's a chemistry very much like an acid peel. We're toxic, but we have fun. And I think the number one comment I hear is that I think they enjoy that sibling chemistry. It's something that I think everybody can kind of relate to, unless you're an only child, But I don't know any other siblings that really perform and have performed the length that we have.
Right.
Together.
Yeah, it seems pretty unique. Yep. And so you mentioned the Talk. Is that something that's still ongoing? You're still making appearances on that, or what's happening?
Yes, I fill in. I fill in for all the ladies when they're not there. I've sat in every chair now. It's kind of fun, but I enjoy doing that. I love television, and Talk is especially something that I enjoy.
And your talk show that you were doing, is that on off the air now, or is it still airing?
Yeah, you know what? It was absolutely one of those things that I didn't know that we'd still be at the Flamingo that long, and it literally they were taping 2 to 3 shows a day. So by the time I was done shooting 2 shows and flying to Vegas, it was just more than I could physically do. Does that make sense? And Hallmark was wonderful, but I really love doing this where I can come in and sit in for it's. When you're one of 5, it's not the whole show on your shoulders,
Yeah, right.
Just a few minutes.
Yeah, and
okay.
Yeah, and and your show is really meant to sort of inspire, right? That was the whole idea between the talk show.
And it was so
stories,
nice.
Right? Yeah.
It was really wonderful, and I loved it, and I got nominated as a talk show host and for a daytime Emmy, and I was like, shut up. And so it was really fun, and I really I enjoyed it so much. But it was one of those things where I would have to relocate, and I just didn't want to do that yet, not with my children being in
Right.
high school and moving them their senior year and things like that. It's just a lot of reasons that kind of made me say, well, maybe not. Maybe this isn't quite the right timing, you know?
Right. And what's the age range on your kids now?
I still have 4 children at home. My oldest is 30. I'm here. I just flew into Orange County. I'm here to visit my grandson. And my oldest is 30, Stephen, and my youngest daughter at home is 11. So we still have 4 at home.
Right. Still have a ways to go with raising the kids, it sounds like.
Oh, yeah. So you have, there's a lot of things you have to think about, especially being a mom. You just need to be there with them. You can't just pick up and say, hey, I'm taking off for the month,
Right. Yeah. And you have your own sort of inspiring personal story with getting back together with your first husband. So any plans to maybe write a book about that or TV movie or something? Or is that story still?
You're funny. Well, my most recent book, The Key is Love, it has a lot of stories. I'm not planning on writing a book right now. My last one, I'm a New York Times best-selling author several times, which is very nice. But I haven't planned on anything right now. I'm very grateful. He's incredible, and it's kind of one of those crazy love stories. Yeah, we hadn't seen each other in 25 years and got back together, so we're very blessed.
And
no movies.
Also, no movies? Okay, all right.
Not with that. Not that I know of.
Okay. And how about the doll business? That's been about 20 years or so too, hasn't it? So,
I just retired after 25 years.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, I did. And the reason, when you can't, I'm an award-winning sculptor, and when you can't produce things the way, especially the quality that you're used to, and to do it the way you want to do it right now with pricing and economy and, making things U.S. and trying to, my prices would have to triple. And I don't want to do that. I had an incredibly successful run and wonderful doll fans and generations brought together, and I accomplished, so much of what I wanted to do. And after 25 years, those dolls that I've done, I hopefully will hold more value. And I still have many people come to the shows that, especially, 25-year-old, 30-year-old girls that say, yeah, grew up on your dolls, and it's really kind of fun. It's been a wonderful, and it's sad, there's certain times when certain eras of your life stop. But also I'm moving into other things that I really enjoy, and I'm always doing stuff. You know me, I'm crazy. I have
Right. So anything else?
Always my big emphasis is Children's Miracle Network. I'm one of the founders of that. And so, we just celebrated our 30th year. 100% of the money goes to the kids and stays in its local area, and we've just raised over $5 billion for children. So that's, I love spending time and helping kids, and our charity is incredible. It's phenomenal. We started it because there were so many great causes out there, but they all needed treatment, and all those treatments end up being in children's hospitals. And children's hospitals can't be around if we don't support them. And so it's something that I'm very passionate about.
Well, it sounds like a great cause, yeah.
It really is.
So,
and it treats all kinds, whether it's an accident victim, burn victim, muscle disease, blood disease, premature baby with AIDS. We touch everybody, and that's what I love about it.
So before we go today, Marie, is there anything else you wanted to mention that you're up to? Anything else happening besides Atlantic City or Children's Miracle Network?
Oh, there's always crazy fun things that I'm working on. But those announcements will come out. Yeah, absolutely. There's lots of fun things coming. But mostly we're just very excited to come to Atlantic City, and it's going to be really fun. We actually agreed to do Sunday shows. Because we only had so much time, because our schedules are booked so much. But normally we take Sunday and Monday off, but we're going to be doing Sunday shows there. So that because some people, they need that Sunday in order to see a show because they work or whatever.